Welcome to another Hobbit tutorial. In this one we're going to look at the Hobbit Bombur. So this is the guy with the weird braided beard, and here's what he looked like when I'm done. Doing these tutorials all a little bit differently. This one's going to be the last one where I show you the whole painting steps. Not a lot of paints actually using this guy, so we painted up pretty quickly. Actually, just over an hour, including the recording time. Actually, maybe an hour and a half with all that fiddling around with that. Anyways, flesh was this. Beard was done with this. His sleeves here, pants, these colors. This is some of his cloak, and his spoon. So here we are looking at the guy. So there's the skin colors there, just his face, ears, and fingertips. Hair and beard, so Skrag Brown with the Seraphim Sepia wash, and then Jokaero Orange, which is a bit different than that color shows there. It's a bit more of a neutral orange rather than the reddish orange there. Shirt, so that's these guys here. You can throw a wash in the middle there if you want. It's not totally necessary. Pants, so you got these guys here, and his gloves as well, done with that sort of grays, and it was stippled to give it a bit of a textured look. And then the overcoat there, oh, I say the gloves. That's actually not true. The gloves were done with the same as the pants. The overcoat and then the satchel there was done Baneblade Brown primarily, so it was a little bit lighter. And then the cleaver and the ladle. Right, so now that we're done looking at the other bits, so let's get started here. So Eshin Grey is the base coat. This is all 4 times speed as usual. And I'm holding the model a little bit differently. This was to help make it a little easier. Trying to keep him in the center of the frame. Okay, so then the base color green there on the arms. And yeah, trying to get through that. So yeah, everything here is going to be 4 times speed. I'm filming everything except for I think the eyes and the base. Gorthor Brown, that's the boots. Although I think I'd redo those. Yeah, I think I'd redo those black or something like that. So doing the cloak here, and of course that's going to get a bit of a wash and whatnot. Next up, we're going to do some of the silvers. So yeah, I'm just trying to do all the base colors. I followed the Tale of Painters tutorial again, but then I messed up all of the order because I like to paint everything in a very orderly way. At least I find it orderly. Although their way is a bit different. They try to do every color all at once. So doing base coat of the hair here. I like to do all the base colors, washes, and then finish off each of the individual colors, sort of whatever order after that. And I find that this helps me figure out exactly what I'm going to paint everything, so I'm not going back. And as well, a lot of the washes you use on multiple areas. So like Agrak's Earthshade, for example, ends up being on a lot of different things. And I find that I don't go back and touch things up nearly as much when I do it in this method. So it's more of a speed thing than... Okay, so that was the end of the base colors. And, oh, except I'm redoing the cloak. So that, yeah, there you go, Rhinox. I did it too light before. So, just making sure I get everything there. I'm going to redo the boots, I think, as well. Yeah, there we go. I thought those were too light. Okay, now I'm ready for all the washes. So, Seraphim Sepia, that's going to be for the beard. And I'm doing it on the pants as well, even though they're gray. And I'm doing it on the arms. So yeah, that's what I did. I didn't do green wash, I did a brown wash. Which is close enough. I get the same idea. Dulls everything down and makes it kind of look, give that dirty sort of a look. Agrak Earthshade, that's going to be on the metal bits. And the whole cloak there, because it's a dark color. Now I'm, oh, I know, I missed, one of the videos got corrupted somehow, and so that was the Elysian Flesh shade wash for the skin. So I'm just doing Kislev Flesh highlights on it all. And using my 18-0 liner brush, as you can see. And Jokaero Orange for all the highlights there. I'm pretty much going to be using this brush for everything now, from the stage forward. Just I've had this brush forever. Got it at Michael's craft store using a coupon. and I think it's lasted me like almost 2 years now. It's a Lowell Cornell brush, 18-0 liner, and yeah, it just hasn't died on me, which is great. So might have to try to find that again if I ever need to. So I'm just going over the edges of the beard there. This is taking a long time because this is going to be one of the focal points of the model, and trying to use the sort of the side of the brush to pick out all of the texture on the hair there. And I'm going to try to get a little bit at the top of his head as well. Try to give it a bit of texture where there isn't any molded into the plastic. So there you go. Trying to stipple a little bit, trying to give it a little bit of a look. Okay, Stormvermin Fur. So this is sort of the stippling kind of a go at it, and that's on the pants there. I may have left that out of the other part of the tutorial and doing it on the gloves. So yeah, kind of a stipple, not quite a dry brush. Now I'm doing Dawnstone, so it's the lightest color that's going to go on there. And just trying to pick up kind of his knees and some of the creases on different things. Okay, and then Ogryn Camo is going to go on the arms here. Or Ogryn Camo, however you pronounce it. And just do that on all those raised bits. Trying to keep some of the texture showing through. To get some more paint on my brush, sorry about that. And you may have noticed that my fingers got really dirty halfway through. That's because I'm painting up the scenery for the Hobbit as well. Just trying to do that in between stages here. Lots of dry brushing, base coating, all that sort of stuff. So I'm doing highest green. Oh, actually, sorry, this is just his belt there. Really quick lines. Gorthor Brown highlights on his shoes, and it's going to be on his main cloak there as well, and that satchel. Satchel's going to get painted almost all this color. The idea being that it needs to stand out a little bit, and it's going to be a bit of a lighter color. Yeah, sorry about the framing there. And then I'll try to do the same on this cloak there. So I'm picking up all the flat areas there. I'm going to try to blend in some highlights on the in-between parts of the folds there and make it look, you know, saddle-ish. And blend that as much as I can. And then I'm going to be highlighting this with Baneblade Brown, which will be coming up in just a second. So Baneblade Brown, here we go, and that'll just be sort of edge highlights on this, and that satchel, making that look highlighted as well. Okay, so getting some of the edges on that, going around, just trying to pick out things to make it look a little bit more three-dimensional. So Runefang, this is going to be just my edges on the cleaver there, trying to get edges, and some of the top edges as well. And I don't think I do the ladle at all with that. XV88, so the handle of the ladle, I guess, is wooden. That's what I followed on the other tutorial, so I'm just doing some lines on that. Rhinox Hide was the base color for that. And then we're all done, so let's look at our rotation here. So, yeah, just turning it around. Apologize for the sound. I need to get rid of that. So yeah, I need to work on these videos here. It's a little bit dark. Need to work on how that's going to look. But I obviously have a new rotating thing. I'm going to try to do some 360 views on my blog, but I still haven't quite figured out what kind of software I can use for that. Nothing seems to be free. So until then, we'll have to figure out something better for these videos, because this is a little bit too dark. Need to play with the settings. Okay, so I'm going to switch back to some still images of the finished model, and we'll see you there. Okay, so here we are all done. I got some pictures looking around the different angles of this guy. These guys are really small compared to most heroic scale 28mm, so they paint up quickly, but they're also more difficult to take photos of. And yeah, a little bit of an error on the eye there, but otherwise it looks great, I think. And yeah, moving along quickly with these hobbits. Going to try to finish the rest of them off with various tutorials. Be sure to check back on these ones here if you want to see every sort of stage painted. Otherwise, it'll just be a summary sort of tutorial like a lot of my other older ones.